Hey, what's going on? It's me, the Jeff Network. Sorry about not coming around with the video for a while. There's nothing really to talk about. I could have talked about the AFC Championship. Not the AFC Championship. The Pro Bowl, but honestly, it's sort of not very interesting. That's my opinion on it. Don't hate me if you feel that way. I can comment in the comment section. It's your opinion. Go ahead. Put it down there. But the important news is, as you saw in the description, this trade, Alex Smith was traded to the Redskins. They traded him for a corner. Not anyone too great. But they saved $17 million. Here's my thing: they would have traded him for a can of soup if that's what it came down to, and saved $17 million. Of course, the big news on that side. Let's talk about the winners and losers of this trade. Starting with the Redskins. And have been in a debacle with this whole Kirk Cousins situation for a while. Not a ton of talent on the offensive, in the backfield, other than Kirk Cousins in the past for the Redskins. A reasonable wide receiving core. They need to build that up in the free agency to contend for a Super Bowl, or in the playoffs. That is. This changes a lot. I like Kirk Cousins. He's a gunslinger, and then it goes to Alex Smith, who's not really considered a gunslinger. He's considered the game manager. He's considered the guy who will drop back, dump it off, kind of smart situation. Doesn't throw many picks. Throws six or seven a year, but Kirk Cousins averaged 8 or 10, 8 to 10. With that being said, this is a good idea for the Redskins to going ahead. You got a new guy on board who you've got for 5 years now. You got next year, which is what came along with him in the trade, and then they put him on for a 4 more years after that extension for a whopping $89 million, I think was the deal. And a $72 million guaranteed whopping, which was surprising to me. I mean, I guess you know what you're getting into with Alex Smith. He's not anything too flashy. It's funny when you think about it. He started in San Francisco. They had a rising quarterback take his place, and so they shipped him off to the Chiefs here in Kansas City. Kansas, that is, which is the midpoint of the United States. Geographically, started in California, went to Kansas City, which is in Kansas, of course. If you did not know that, I hope you did. You ought to know that. But that being said, so you move him there, and then they draft a quarterback who this past year, and Patrick Mahomes, who's a pretty good quarterback. Number 12 in the draft, I believe he's number 12 in the draft. And then this year you get traded because of the new guy to the other side of the country in Washington D.C. With that being said, this is a great trade for both sides. For the Chiefs, you get rid of the quarterback you didn't really want, who's sort of mediocre, not a gunslinger. And then with the Washington Redskins, you have a crazy high trade deal. You could get a wide receiver for potentially, or a wide receiver, running back, a reasonable guy for Kirk Cousins. You could maybe even, I'm not saying that this is gonna happen, but in a weird universe, you could maybe even get not the Patriots. Ben Roethlisberger trade Kirk Cousins to the Patriots for the Steelers for Bell. Then you have Bell on your team. You have Alex Smith, Bell. I don't see what goes much better for Washington Redskins. That team could really contend with a reasonable draft pick here. You could really contend and maybe win a Super Bowl next year if that were to happen. That's just a crazy thing I just thought of off the board. That's why I try to stick to my notes. Nothing. I don't have notes. That's the thing. With that being said, let's get into the Chiefs. the Chiefs, like I said, they get rid of the old guy that they really didn't want. That proven he cannot win a Super Bowl with the team that he has, or whatever. Whether you will think it's a curse with the Andy Reid curse, regardless, you aren't gonna win. You aren't winning a Super. You haven't won a Super Bowl You haven't won your Super Bowl. Everyone's been talking about this team could contend for. You still have Hunt. You still have Travis Kelce. You still have what's his name? Excuse me. The fast guy they have, number 10. I forget. Tyreek Hill. So thank you. It's nice to have producers in the background. And Tyreek Hill, who all of them guys are good, getting good. And then you add Patrick Mahomes, a fresh blood. And then Hunt and Patrick Mahomes could. I'm not gonna get off the rails yet because Hunt could fall off like Ezekiel Elliott did, and Patrick Mahomes could be a total bust. But if it happens the way I believe it will, because these two players could be maybe the next Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott, and maybe win Super Bowls to come, like multiple. With that being said, I'm not gonna predict anything quite yet because that's crazy. But both these teams, I don't think neither of these teams have lost this trait. I mean, when you think about it, the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes, fair quarterback. I'd love him for the Jets. They have Tyreek Hill, Hunt, Kareem Hunt, and Travis Kelce. All them four guys would be killer bunch. And then you have the Washington Redskins, who have Alex Smith, I think there's a running back named Washington in there, and then you have some reasonable wide receivers. Both these teams could contend for a Super Bowl next year, with all things considered. We don't know what could happen from then on, but the Washington Redskins have some good draft picks here when it comes down to it in this year because they were not that good. They could, and then you have the whole Kirk Cousins situation. The front runner for that seems to be the Broncos or my New York Jets. I personally, I don't know. I wouldn't be mad if they signed him, but I think he's not going to stay there. He's not going to stay there and be the backup to Alex Smith. That just doesn't make sense. And Alex Smith is going to want to be back to the backup. And if you give him a whopping deal like that, one of them's got to go. Which they're not going to trade Alex Smith. Kirk Cousins is leaving, so I don't think he wanted to be there anyway. From what I've heard from my Redskins fan. So he gets out and goes where? I think the Broncos, with the past of them grabbing other teams' quarterbacks in Manning, Payne that is, and in past times with Elway as your GM, I think he's gonna go to Denver. Honestly, you trade them guys off, Brock Osweiler and Trevor Siemian, get rid of them, get some good money for them or some good players, running back, a reasonable running back, and that team could contend yet. What I'm saying here is this situation could turn out to be 3 different playoff football teams next year. I would not be at all surprised with 3 quarterback names. These 3 quarterback names being not Tom Brady. Patrick Mahomes, starting quarterback for the Chiefs next season in the playoffs. Kirk Cousins in the playoffs next year for the, I'm going to say it, New York Jets or the Broncos. Or then the Alex Smith situation for the Washington Redskins makes the playoffs. All these things could happen. I think all those 3 quarterbacks, at least 2 of the 3, will make the playoffs next year. It's going to be great to watch. This is very exciting football. The preview for the Super Bowl 52. 52. I think that's how you spell it. Yeah, 52 is coming tomorrow night. A long 30-minute show. We'll just talk the Super Bowl, every situation, everything we have to talk about. Thursday night football talk. Or the JFT football show. Whatever you want to call it. The JFT football show and the Jet football show will be coming back in weeks to come. Hoping to start next week after the Super Bowl and start talking free agency, draft, team recaps will come out probably daily, starting daily more often now that the season has ended and nothing to talk about. Get those finished up so we can talk more drafts, trades, everything that happens this offseason. So that's the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit the like button below. Comment your opinion below. Have a nice day. I love this trade. It helps a lot of people. It's gonna be fun to watch. Have a nice day. Goodbye and God bless.